Sorry, I'm a
Amazing.
Debbie Downer. Enjoy.
You are.
By the way, speaking about UK, your husband has messaged the show, and he has said, Terry, it's not if I would let you take Kate out. I'm not her. I am her husband. I'm not her owner. The question is, would Kate go? No, now I feel pressure. I'm gonna get rejected.
I wouldn't
Jimbo,
go. Unless Jimbo was with me, I wouldn't go because
Hang
why?
on.
If I've got steak
Hang
at
on,
home, why would I
in
go
my
for a
room.
cheeseburger?
Hey, let them know, Kate.
You know
Sorry,
what?
Terry.
You know what?
He's
all
my
right. I like
soulmate. What can I
I
say?
know
Can
he
you
is.
mention
I love
one
Jimbo,
thing,
though. I love Jimbo though, and Jimbo wouldn't come out. Jimbo's no cuck. I can tell Jimbo's no cuck. He's a geezer. He's a proper
definitely
geezer.
not.
Honestly, if you see him as well, he's like Phil Mitchell's brother. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them ones. So yeah, big up Jimbo. Great guy. Baz here said, I don't think City have the personnel to play 3-1-6 in attack. Pep needs to change the tactics to save the season. It's a great point. It's a real great point. I know everyone getting on Foden's back, but I wanted to point out a fact. This is a key fact. So far in 2024, Jack Grealish hasn't scored a competitive goal for what's it called? Man City. Is that enough from a 100 million pound player?
No.
And and why doesn't he get the attention that Rashford, that Saka, that Gordon, that Enzo Fernandez? Why doesn't he get the same attention that all of our star players or big signings get?
Because he's out on the piss every other weekend, man. No one's really...
The simple
he's a great lad. He's a character. Everyone likes him.
None of that. Simple answer is Man City won the league and he didn't have to perform, even though he cost them 100 million pounds. It did not cost them on the pitch. They still won a treble. They still won league titles. And if he performs or if he doesn't perform, he's not the needle mover for Man City. The needle mover is supposed to be Phil Foden. And that's why he's held to a higher standard and he's criticized more than Jack Grealish. And that's why he should be spoken about right now, not Jack Grealish.
No, Jack Grealish should definitely be spoken about, bro, because £100 million signing, not scoring in 2024, should definitely be spoken about.
No, because I'm putting Jack Grealish in the same category as Pepe right now. Jadon Sancho. That's where I'm putting him.
What about Anthony? Can we put him in that category?
I'm in there.
I'm not going to lie. Anthony, listen, I don't care. Cook me. I think Anthony's been a better signing for Man United than Grealish has been for City. When you can think about how shit. No, I mean it. Anthony's rubbish. Man United are rubbish. Anthony scored more goals than him. Like, Jack Grealish is playing. Jack Grealish is
actually scored more goals than him. Like, legit.
In the time he's been in England, Jack Grealish is playing in such a superior team. How is Anthony outdoing you in terms of the GA and the output? It's a madness. Because Jack Grealish is a better football player. I'm saying signing, not footballer.
I can't
signing.
That one,
I can.
Gary, what about Savio?
As I call Jack Grealish Luke Chadwick. He's their version of Luke Chadwick. He's there and he wins the trophies, but he does fuck all. I know he's great looking, and his calves. I would hold his calves. His calves are beautiful to look at as a geezer. I'm very comfortable in my sexuality. He is a gorgeous geezer. He's the kind of guy that if I caught him with my missus, I'd say fair play, love. Like, he's a gorgeous guy. He's a great character. He's a great character. Listen, I'll make sure I'll be like, Jack, you're so good looking. You're giving him a good time. But he's a great lad. He goes out on the pitch. He's all these things. I know he's won trophies. He's been at that club. But the way he has just been an absolutely atrocious signing at £100 million. He really has been.
They've both been shit, Terry. That's the problem. They both sit on the same bus. They're both shit.
I agree.
Let's be honest.
I agree.
And you can't really try and hold any of them to any kind of standard. But you cannot forget about speaking about him, because you look at the player he was at Villa, and he had the world at his feet. Literally, he could have gone on to any club. And this is my issue with Pep, because he has that in him to take the joy out of footballers. Like, he's lost that joy of playing football the way he was a maverick. And in a game where we don't have many mavericks, we've lost one there, unfortunately. And
do you think Pepper's eroded that from him, or do you think maybe he's just become a bit bloated after the trophies and the money?
And all the beer. Maybe he's definitely bloated after all the beer. I think he's taken out of him.
I don't see how Pep eroded the joy when the same Pep who bought you Ronaldinho, who bought you Messi. The reason why you've got Doku, Savio is to get plot, is to be on the wings, is to take on players. I think Grealish, I think the first point is true. He's just like Tyson Fury and others. Once he reached the peak, you're not ready to kind of continue pushing yourself forward. So I think that's Grealish. I don't think Pep sends Grealish out there to say, don't take on a man. Don't make an assist.
No, but in tactics. Do you not think that?
That was my That was my argument when City fans go, yeah, but he's told to create space and do this, and then Doku comes on and starts running directly at a man. I'm like, I don't believe he's giving his two left-sided attackers completely different tactics in the game.
But
it just doesn't work. Sorry,
Doku has always looked like he's trying to express himself a lot more than Jack Grealish when he's played.
No, but even with Doku, don't you think he's not even as exciting as he was last season?
I think people's perception of that. I think because this whole kind of narrative that Pep sucked the life out of footballers just because their teams aren't winning anymore. They're trying to make up a way that it's all robotic now, it's all systems now. So there's people's perception of just getting of what Pep is doing, and then you remind them the players that he's brought on, Riyad Mahrez, for instance, and all of that. How many great goals have we seen from him? And then I think that's people's perception of it.
Hey, Toon, I get what you're saying, but the exciting Riyad Mahrez, we never saw him at City, bro. He scored good goals. We got good goals, but he wasn't
They're pretty excited about when they see him.
Yeah, but he was a prolific scorer. I think he was even in the treble season. He might have even scored the most goals, but he wasn't the Leicester Riyad Mahrez. Let's keep it 100.
Yeah. Like, and also, Pep didn't bring through Ronaldinho or Messi either. So let's not attribute them to Pep because they were his players.
Messi's a freak.
He also sold Ronaldinho
to win trebles.
He also sold Ronaldinho though. So wherever Messi was already coming through, Messi was already showing the skill. Like, he was already the player.
Messi is an anomaly, and he sold Ronaldinho. And let's not pretend.
Let me ask you guys this. The last 2-3 windows, outside of Erling Haaland, how many like real game changers have Man City brought in?
Well, they've tried to, they just failed. I mean, I did see your debate with Lee and the guys. Did Lee Gunner really say that Savio is better than Saka?
Not only did he say Savio is better than Saka, he said he's better than every stage of football.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I would just I actually think Savio's got better skills on the ball in terms of dribbling skills. That looks better. But this is the problem.
I think that's the deceptive part about Savio, that he looks like he's doing more than he is in terms of contribution.
Preach, Nina. Preach.
Because that's exactly what you say there, Terry, that he does the pretty things and his touch and stuff, and you look at it and you go, wow, Savio, but actually
that's the Mavericks that everyone's talking about. People, on one hand, people want Mavericks. They do the Maverick stuff, and then they're like, they don't do anything.
I'm very consistent though, Toon. I want Mavericks who have end product. You need, and this is the thing with footballers. You need him. Listen, I think Savio I really like what he looks like as a talent, but needing a spot on. There's just, and this isn't getting into the Saka debate against him. I'm not really that bothered about that. I just thought it was when you see an out of context, when you see an out of context clip online, they're sometimes funny to watch, but you never quite know the actual. Maybe it was a joke. Maybe it was a specific sector of the game.
Talking about the fact that he's on 40K and he thinks he's better than Saka, who's on 150.
Okay, so saying for the cost versus outcome. Okay, cool. But on the Savio, you're right, Nina. It's a lot of eye-catching things, but very rarely the final ball, and so far no goals. And you're right, Igal. They haven't bought enough game changers, and I do love this as a Man United fan. When we had Ollie, we got slagged off for only having moments players, and I always used to say, look, it's great having moments players, but they need to be in a better system. You need moment players in a good system. But City have seemed to have gone to a position where they've got a really good system, so they dominate the ball and they dominate the play. But if Haaland doesn't score, or KDB doesn't play the final ball, or the left back doesn't score a screamer, who, by the way, Double A, you look a little bit like, to be fair. Just saying that, but but there's nothing coming. They look really weak. But slightly moving on.
Why didn't you mention Foden, Terry?
Do you know why I'm not going to mention Foden? Because I'm keeping the same energy as when Arsenal have gone through bad runs. And I'm like, do you know what? 3 shows running, everyone's been slagging off Saka. I don't think there's a reason to pile on him again today. I thought there's other interesting things. But moving on from City.